guys, welcome back to Casually Crafted. My name is Ashley and this is Crafty Chat number 59. So this might be pretty quick. Most of my current works in progress are blankets, and so they're a little bit slow going. But I do, before we get to those, I have a few finished objects to show you. Um, so what I've been doing since the beginning of September is I picked, like, every day I have a different project I want to concentrate on. At least while I'm in the car picking up my girls from school. So like Monday through Friday. Um, so Fridays have been, I want to start making some hats. So far I've only made one, but I will show it to you. Of course, I'm already dropping things. So this is the hat. It looks kind of weird, like just not on a head, because it's you decrease at the bottom. So this is a Bag O Day pattern, and her pattern calls for a 4-weight yarn. I used this. It's Yarn Bee Chloe from Hobby Lobby, but it says it's a 4-weight on the label. I don't think there's really any spots in here that could be considered a 4-weight. So it's definitely a 3. Sometimes there's some really light spots. So I did end up going down at least one hook size, and then I had to increase, I think, 2 or 3 more times than what she does to get it big enough. And so that made it so I had to do like another repeat and then like a half repeat down here. So I made all sorts of adjustments to make it work for the yarn that I was using. So I do have about a little over half of this left, so I haven't decided if I want to use it to make another one or if I want to make a pumpkin out of it. I don't know, because I'm starting to make pumpkins. So that's my first finished object. So my Friday projects have been hats, but I haven't started another one yet. Alright, here's what it looks like on. It's a little, so they do, like, these last few rows are decreased rows, and I accidentally decreased, and like I did another row and decreased, and it wouldn't fit on my head. So it's a little loose up here because I might have done an extra increase that I didn't need to do. And so I did do 2 rows of decreases down here instead of the one. I do like my hats to come down over my ears. So here are my ears right here. My hair is so staticky. So that's great. But yeah, so when I started this hat, I wasn't sure if I was making it to try to maybe sell or if I wanted to keep it myself because I really like the colors. So I think I'm keeping it. I do feel like it looks a little goofy, but I live in Wyoming and it gets cold. So, and some of my other hats are a little loose, and so they like try to like spin around on my head. So I might like this tightness of it right here to keep it down. And yeah, so that's that. Okay, so my other finished objects, whatever you want to call it, are these 2 little pumpkins. I wanted to experiment with making my own pattern using half double crochets and the bean stitch. So this one is the first one I made. So basically I made a rectangle of the different stitches, and then you just like seam it all up. There's lots of patterns out there like that, but so I did like half doubles in like the back loop, and then the 3rd loop to make the camel stitch, and then 2 rows of bean stitch until the rectangle was about 4 by 6, and then yeah, you seam it all up, and then I made a little stem, which I don't really remember what I did. So this one, I didn't love this one. It's not, partly because you can see some of the stuffing in where the bean stitches are. There's those gaps. And then when I finished it off, you go like around to make the little sections, and I wasn't paying attention. It's kind of more triangle-y than circle. So then the next one was this one, and the lights are going to be weird. But the main difference for this one is I used the mini bean stitch, so it's like one less yarn over. So you can still see some of the white stuffing through there, but the bean stitch doesn't pop out as much, which I think I like. I can't decide. And then the stem is basically the same. I'm still playing with that to figure out what I want. So those two are done. I made them small like this mostly because I'm just experimenting and I don't want to waste a lot of time and yarn and stuffing if it doesn't turn out. So those are my only things that are finished. So since we're on the topic of pumpkins, I'll show you that I'm on a third one. And this one, I'm using this yarn. It's like falling apart. I think it's from Hirschner's. I know the color is called, oh, it's Soho Noel, and the color is called Sugar Cookie. I made a pumpkin out of this last year, I think, and then some snowflake ornaments also. So I'm still just using it. So far, here is my rectangle. The main difference that I've done on this one is I've done 3 rows of a bean stitch instead of 2, but this middle one is the mini bean stitch. So it's regular, mini, and then regular. I don't know if you can see that. And then this yarn's a little weird because even though it's chain spun, it does have really thick spots and have really thin spots. So it definitely makes the textures of things different and wavy. And so I thought it would be good for a pumpkin because pumpkins are not always all the same. So yeah, I feel like it's a good choice for a project like this instead of something else that you want to be all even. So that's all my pumpkins for now. I will probably keep making some because it's like the one thing I do every year. So my other ones are 2 baby blankets and a Christmas blanket. So we'll start with Mondays. My Monday project is this diamond filet crochet blanket, and I got the idea for this from watching Terry from the Yarn Joy podcast. And so I'll show you. I'm not like super far. The last time I showed you I had done one whole repeat, which I think was to here. Just like the one diamond pattern. So I'm almost done. I have this much left of my first ball, and then I have two more skeins to go. So this one is for a friend who's due on Halloween. So hopefully I get that done soon. And I don't think I mentioned last time I am using a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook. So I just keep that in the bag, and then I don't even have scissors in there or anything, so hopefully I never need to cut any knots out or anything. So the only thing about this one is it's like a 10 row repeat or something like that. You repeat rows 2 through 11. So I do have to keep my phone like with the pattern up on it. So I've been putting stitch markers on the ends so I can count up which row I'm on. I ran out of enough for both sides because I was doing it on both sides. The blue ones blend in, but I ran out, so then I started back over at 2 right here. I just started the next repeat, and well, actually I guess I'm on row 3, halfway through row 3. Yeah, so that's as far as I've gotten there. Hopefully it's big enough. Ooh, we'll see. Alright, so my next one is for a friend who's due right after Halloween. I don't actually know what her official due date is, but I do know they're pretty close to each other. So this one is the rainbow blanket. And last time I showed you, I just had this center part, and then I think maybe like half a row of the blue, the navy. So here, yeah, it is so far. It goes, basically the pattern goes like a plain section and then like a textured mosaic-y. She calls it a mosaic section. So I am almost done with this mosaic section. I'm right here. I've got to go around the curve, and then back down this other side. And then I'll be onto a new color, and it'll be a plain section. So the next color is this, which is a lot brighter. So I'm hoping it all turns out together, like once it's all done. So I'll have 4 like stripes of blue colors and then 4 stripes of green colors. So hopefully, I mean, they looked okay all just sitting there on the floor together, so hopefully they look good in the blanket all together. And I'm just using random, they're all different brands. So like the cream is a Karen, no, I don't know. It's a Red Heart Soft or Red Heart with Love, I don't remember. And then like this light blue is an Impeccable. This one's a Big Twist. The navy is a Big Twist also. So it's just a mixture of whatever random colors I had in 4 weight yarns. And I am using a 5mm hook. And the pattern actually calls for a DK weight and a smaller hook. So we'll see how big this ends up. Hopefully not too huge, but we'll see. Alright, so my third blanket, which I've been working on for a while, is my nativity blanket. I don't know where I was last time I showed this to you. It's been a little while. It's getting big and a little bit heavy. I don't know if it'll all fit in the picture. So it's this was a kit from Mary Maxim. I'll show you the picture maybe. So there is the picture. And I chose this cream color. There are a lot of other colors you can choose from. This will be for my grandma. And I think this color will match her living room the best. And she collects nativities, so I always make her something nativity themed. So, I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, so the people are done. And the stable is almost done. We're getting there. And then there will be like a star up in one of these corners. And I'm just, so there's going to be a lot of just plain double crochet sections. Right now I have a lot of big crochet or double crochets sections on the ends and then a few changes in the middle. So how I'm working on this is I make a note on my phone of the row number I'm on, and then I write out, like, I just basically write it out, like, this many double crochets, this many sections of chain 1 double crochet or double crochet chain 1, depending on what, if I'm on even or odd row. And then yeah, so I just like go across and write it all out, and then from there I put all my stitch markers. So I start at the end and count all the way across till, and so I'm using pink to represent the double crochet rows and green to represent the chain space rows, or sections, not rows, but so then we got switched over there. And then I just finished this row while watching my daughter gymnastics tonight, so I'll need to go and write out the next row before I can move on. So that's just keeping me from having to like stare at the pattern while I'm doing it. Once I have it all set up with the stitch markers, I can just go and not worry about messing up, because it's kind of important that you not mess up when you're trying to see a picture. So it is getting pretty big, but I think I'm around row 73 out of like 116, and then there will be a border. So yeah, I think I just opened this. This is the yarn, sorry. It's Mary Maxim's Best Value, and the color is Cottonwood, and it reminds me a lot of Karen Simply Soft. It's like soft like that, just not quite as shiny. And I think I have 2 more skeins of this, and I just started this one tonight. So I'm hoping it'll be enough, because like at the beginning I was a little worried. I felt like the first skein went by really fast, so I was slightly concerned. And I've just been keeping it in the bag it came in, and it's still fitting for now. We'll see if I have to adjust that at some point. I think that's all my works in progress. So what I wanted to talk about, hold on. Yeah, that's everything. Okay, so what I wanted to talk about was, in my last video, I think it was, I mentioned we got results from the county fair. It was like the end of July that the county fair was, and I'm just now getting to talking about it. But we had never done it before, so my daughter and I both entered 5 things, and I didn't ask her if I could share what she entered, so I won't share any of that tonight. We did make sugar cookies together. I needed to make some to donate for something anyway, and so she basically made them. I just helped with the baking part and supervising. They were brown sugar cookies, so a little bit different than just normal sugar cookies. So she won the grand champion for that one, and I don't know if it was for just sugar cookies or if it was just cookies or just the youth baking section. It was not very clear. But anyway, so she won that, and then she got blue ribbons on everything else. But the weird thing is, with all of this, is I'm looking at the results and I see like a whole bunch of people getting blue ribbons for the same category or red ribbons for the same category. So to me that's a little weird. And then most of mine, I got blue ribbons on everything except for one, but when we picked up our stuff there was no red ribbon in there. So, but like when I looked at the results, one was a red ribbon. So it was a little confusing. I don't know. Like I said, I've never done it before. Not sure if we did something wrong, if they did something wrong. It was weird. But so I will show you a few things. 2 of them will have to be pictures because they are somewhere in the house. But I do have a few down here. So the first one I entered in the craft section, not the so there's like the needlepoint section, which is like crochet, knitting, and sewing. I entered this one in the craft section under Christmas ornaments because there was no needlepoint Christmas ornaments option. And this one I did get a blue ribbon for, and it was like just kind of a whim. This was just sitting out from the Christmas in July stuff we did. So I entered the candy cane, so he got a blue ribbon for that. Next, so everything else I entered into the needlecraft category. This one, since it wasn't another ornament, I just entered it into miscellaneous, just whatever. So this is the one I got the red ribbon on, and it's just focus. One of my snowflakes that I made last year. I'm pretty sure this is size 3 crochet thread, and the note, they actually wrote a note on this one on the back of like the paper that had your name on it and everything. It said, "Beautiful, consider using a thinner thread." I was like, really? I mean, that's pretty thin. I know they make thinner, but I don't know. I I guess I will take that constructive criticism, considering nobody else, like none of the other ones, had anything written on it. Um, then the next one was a needlecraft crochet animals section. So this one is the scrappy dog that I made for my 2-year-old for Christmas last year, or for her birthday last year. I think it was for her birthday. Because I made kind of bigger things for each kid's birthday last year. So I will post a picture of that here, and that got a blue ribbon. And then the other one was in the needlecraft crochet dolls section, and this was the Hermione that I made for my she was 9, she's now 10, but her birthday last August, and I'll post a picture of that here because I think it's in her bed with her. And then I decided, just for fun, to enter one of my pumpkins that I made last year. And so I just put this in the Needlecraft stuffed toys. So those two were both in stuffed toys, and then they said animals, dog, or animals, dolls. And then this one was just miscellaneous because it's a stuffed toy. I don't know. I couldn't decide what category to put it in. But I entered this one mostly because it's my favorite color. And I thought it looked nice compared to some of the other ones. So he also got a blue ribbon. So, but some of these categories, only one person entered. So, and some lots entered, but still got a whole bunch of blue ribbons. So, it's a whole confusing thing. I might go back and look at which categories had the most people that entered and like avoid those in the future and only do the ones that like nobody enters. Um, or, I could do one that everybody enters and just see how I do. But this was just kind of a fun experiment this year. I didn't make anything specifically for the fair. I don't have time for that. But sometimes when I'm making something, I'm like, oh, I wonder if I could put this in the fair. Like, pretty sure they have a hat section. I'm like, oh, I wonder if I should put, this hat in there. I don't know if it would win anything, or if it would look weird just sitting on the table and not on a mannequin. I guess I should try this on for you. All right, so I think that is everything. I will ask my daughter if she wants to share how she did on the county fair stuff, or I could just like what she's comfortable with. If she wanted to come on and tell you, if she wants me to tell you or show you some of the things she entered. Some of them were just kind of random things she'd already made, but a few she made like specifically for the fair, I think. I don't know. She likes to have ideas for things and then like never get to them. And so it's possible that we just picked random things at the last minute. So anyway, so that is everything for today. And hopefully you saw something that can inspire you for today. And I will talk to you guys next time. Bye, guys.